last month, looking for the services they saw on a prostitution website. According to police, when the men arrived, 2 were wearing masks, came out of a back room, and with baseball bats and beat the victims, stealing an expensive jacket and other items. The women claimed the masked men only came to the rescue after the clients demanded additional services. The 3 women and 2 masked men have been charged with prostitution and robbery-related charges. The 2 men who went there looking for services were not charged with anything. And again, checking your money, the Dow closed up 239 points, the Nasdaq up 308. Traffic and weather next.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. Well, jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Every home service job means another piece of paper. Quotes, invoices, checks, it piles up fast. With Jobber, everything is in one place, and businesses grow by an average of 44% in their first year. Less paper, more profit. Jobber.com.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Watch out for accident activity on 95 southbound between the Quantico exit 148 and Garrisonville, Aquia, where the left lane is blocked and traffic is slow southbound headed from Dumfries. Also delays southbound from the Fairfax County Parkway towards Woodbridge. On westbound 66 at Route 29 in Centerville, there is a crash in the 2 left lanes with traffic very slow from the Fairfax County Parkway, and also delays westbound between the Beltway and 123, eastbound slow through Falls Church between Westmoreland Street and Glebe Road. Also look out for an incident on the inner loop after Route 1 in College Park, blocking the right lane, and traffic is slow on the inner loop from Old Georgetown Road all the way towards 95 and Route 1, and also delays between the toll road and the spur. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low around 49. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 80. Right now, it is 76 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Under the victim steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Mark Levin here. Our number 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. I don't mean to be abrupt. We're going to go to the president, who's in the middle of giving a rundown of the war in Iran. Go.
Those weapons were aimed at Middle Eastern countries that had nothing to do with this. They were going to take over the Middle East and they were going to try and destroy Israel. So we stopped it with good timing, and we're very proud to be involved in this, and it's going to be ended soon. And if it starts up again, they'll be hit even harder. Thank you very much for being here. Go ahead. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Do you approve of Iran's new supreme leader? And secondly, can you tell us more about your call with Russian President Vladimir Putin today?
Yes.
What did you discuss?
Yes, I had a very good call with President Putin. We had a lot of people on the line from our side, from his side. We were talking about Ukraine, which is just a never-ending fight. And look, there's tremendous hatred between President Putin and President Zelensky. They can't seem to get it together. But I think it was a positive call on that subject. And we obviously talked then about the Middle East. And he wants to be helpful. I said, you could be more helpful by getting the Ukraine-Russia war over with. That would be more helpful. But we had a very good talk, and he wants to be very constructive. Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No, but soon.
Days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
very soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are two levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But two levels of leadership are gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective.
to Cuba, you said that Cuba wants to make a deal.
Yes.
What would the United States get in return for that? And why should Americans trust Marco Rubio to negotiate it?
Well, Marco Rubio is doing a great job. I think he's going to go down as the greatest Secretary of State in history. Look at what we've done as a presidency. Look at what we've done as an administration. They trust Marco, and so the American people trust. He's been successful no matter where he's been. He also speaks the language, which is always nice and always helpful. But he's dealing, and it may be a friendly takeover. It may not be a friendly takeover. It wouldn't matter because they're down to, as they say, fumes. They have no energy. They have no money. They're in deep trouble on a humanitarian basis. And we don't want to see that, but they were very, very bad to a lot of people, as you know, and a lot of people living the Cuban American vote, which I got at record levels. Very important. Those people are very important to me. I know what they went through. They went through hell. Some of them have gone on to be some of the most successful people in the country. Cuban American business people, some of them are like the most successful in the country. And a lot of them are friends of mine because I've been fighting this battle with them for a long time. The Castro regime was brutal, but they lived off Venezuela. Now they don't live off Venezuela. Sends them no energy, no fuel, no oil, no money, no nothing. They lived without Venezuela. They couldn't have made it. And we cut them off from everything else. So, they're going to make either a deal or we'll do it just as easy anyway. Yeah. Please, go ahead.
There's footage that shows that an American missile strike and a Tomahawk missile likely destroyed that Iranian girls' school. So will the U.S. accept any responsibility?
Well, I haven't seen it. And I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries, you know that. And whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, I wish they had more. But whether it's Iran or somebody else, the fact that a Tomahawk is very generic. It's sold to other countries. But that's being investigated right now. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Mr. President, you've said the war is, quote, very complete, but your defense secretary says this is just the beginning. So which is it, and how long should Americans be prepared?
Well, I think you could say both. It's the beginning of building a new country, but they have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no anti-aircraft equipment. It's all been blown up. They have no radar, they have no telecommunications, and they have no leadership. It's all gone. So, you could look at that statement. We could call it a tremendous success right now as we leave here. I could call it, or we could go further, and we're going to go further. But the big risk on that war has been over for 3 days. We wiped them out in the first 2 days. When you think about it, it's incredible. We wiped out a big Navy, very powerful Navy. These were ships. These were serious ships. These were ships that you buy when you want to win battles. They're all on the bottom floor. The sailors are all running off the ships. They refuse to get on the ships. The Air Force is gone. Everything's gone. The missiles are down to a trickle. The drones are down to probably 25%, and they'll soon be down to nothing. We'll have where they manufactured the drones are under fire as we speak. They're being hit. So the rest is going to be determination as to my attitude, along with the people in the Trump administration, what we want to do. Thank you. Yeah, please.
Can I ask you, you mentioned you were going to waive certain additional oil waivers or sanctions. Can you talk a little bit more about that and address in particular?
Well, we're looking to keep the oil prices down. We went artificially up because of this excursion into a very positive thing. I mean, this was an excursion that a lot of people wouldn't have done. I knew oil prices would go up if I did this, and they've gone up probably less than I thought they'd go up. But I don't think anybody thought we were going to be this quickly successful. This was a military success, the likes of which people haven't seen. We have the best military. We have the best equipment. We have, I believe, the best generals. We have the best. And this went very quickly. We talked about that with President Putin. He was very impressed with what he saw because nobody's ever seen anything quite like it. Iran was a very powerful military country with all of the missiles. Now, you had the double attack. You had the original attack with us and Israel, and that knocked them for a loop. Then you had the B-2 bombers, which took out their nuclear capability, and they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks to 4 weeks. And they would have used it long before this press conference. And we might have had a much different press conference if we had a press conference at all. But it's been amazing. The military success that we've had is truly unprecedented.
To our affiliates, we're going to blow past the brakes. We're going to go straight and keep the news going. Go ahead.
The Save America Act is passed. Does that include the confirmation of Senator Mullen as your next DHS secretary? Does that mean a DHS funding bill? And Senator Thune said today, it's not a matter of whether or not your Republican colleagues agree with the policy. It's about changing the process. In other words, getting rid of the filibuster to get there.
So in order to get it, you're going to need Democrat votes. And what we're saying is the Save America, not the Save Act, which nobody knew what it was, the Save America Act, the Save America Act. And that's voter ID. We want voter ID. We want to be able to see a picture of the voter. We want to be able to see that the voter is legitimate. We want, very importantly, confirmation that this voter is a citizen of the United States of America. And we want no mail-in ballot scams. So we have exceptions for the military, for sick, for disabled, and for people that are away, business trips or whatever. Even vacations will be very liberal in that. We've added two things to it: no men in women's sports and no transgender mutilization of our children. We don't want it's mutilization of our children, and we don't want that. So we added those two things. That's the 5 points. We have 5 very good points. It polls at 86% with Democrats. Think of that. The overall vote is 86%. With Republicans, it's 98%. And the only one opposed to it is a Democrat leadership because they cheat. They want to cheat. So we added those 2 points. We're going for the gold, and we're going to have to fight like hell. Now, certain things will happen. Certain things will take place. I'm here to do a great job for the country. But we don't have a country if we're going to have elections that are so corrupt and so dishonest like we've witnessed over the last period of time. As an example, virtually Nobody has a system of mail-in ballots like we have. No other country in the world. France went away from it. They owe it. You know why? Because it's corrupt. And Jimmy Carter, when he had a commission, frankly, I think it's probably the best thing Jimmy Carter did. He said, you can't have mail-in voting because it's inherently dishonest. And it's turned out to be totally dishonest. So we're going to fight for it. Yeah.
Iran activated any sleeper cells inside the U.S. There's reports that they have pressed that trigger button to activate those cells, at least abroad.
Well, they've been trying for a long time. We've been very much on top of it. One of the things we have to do is get the Democrats to stop the Democrat shutdown, because, as you know, the apparatus that looks into that, Schumer and the Democrats have shut it down, which tells you they probably hate our country a lot. But the Democrats have to open that up. But we've got very, very good intelligence into that. We know a lot of different things that have happened that have been very bad. A lot of them came in during the Biden open border period, but we have them under, we've got them, we're watching every single one of them. Yeah, we know a lot about them. The biggest problem we have is the Democrat shutdown. We know a lot about them, but the shutdown doesn't allow us to do what we have to do.
Do you have to take him out? Does he have a target on his back?
You mean the new supreme leader? You mean the son?
How can there be an Iran?
Well, I don't want to say that, but I was disappointed because we think it's going to lead to just more of the same problem for the country. So I was disappointed to see their choice.
Thank you, sir. You've said you have someone in mind to be the new Iranian leadership, if not the Ayatollah's son. What are you looking for in that person? Are you looking at someone internal, given that you just said that their leadership has been?
I like the idea of internal and eternal, come to think of it. But I like the idea of internal because it works well. I mean, I think we've proven that so far in Venezuela. We have a woman, Delcy, who has been president of the country, very respected, she's doing a great job. And it's, no disruption. We had, as you remember, Iraq, where everybody got fired. The military got fired, the police got fired, the politicians got fired. There was nobody. And you know what they turned into? ISIS. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So I would like to see people that are inside go. Now they talk about the son of the Shah. They talk about other people, but, hasn't been there in many, many years. We have a formula that's been very good so far, and I think it'll continue to be good. The relationship is extraordinary with Venezuela, smart country. And we've taken out 100 million barrels of oil. It's right now in Houston being taken care of and made so beautiful. And you have to see this at work. They have, it's brought to the refineries. It's being refined in Houston, which is made exactly for that product. And so far, but it's 100 million barrels of oil. And now they have another 100 million barrels coming. And it's like a partnership. We're getting along so well with them. It's great for Venezuela and it's great for the United States. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, this is the Mark Levin Show. We're taking the president live.
On a tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense secretary wouldn't say that when he was asked, standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday. Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it. I think it's something that I was told is under investigation, but tomahawks are used by others, as you know. Numerous other nations have tomahawks. They buy them from us. But I will certainly, whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that report. Yeah, please.
You said earlier that we've already won in many ways, but we haven't won enough. What do you consider enough? What's your baseline?
Where they're not going to be starting the following day to develop a nuclear weapon. Where they'll look at that man and some other people from the administration and say, all right, we're not going to do it. They were not willing to say that. And when Steve called up and he said that to me, I said, well, here we go. Let's do it the hard way. But the hard way, I think, is probably the easy way. when basically I can see that they will no longer have any capacity whatsoever for a very long period of time of developing weaponry that could be used against the United States, Israel, or any of our allies. We have great allies in the Middle East, great countries that are allies. And they were staying out of it until they got hit. Someday they'll have to do a story. Why did he do that? Why did they do that? But they were going to hit them. If I didn't hit them first, they were going to hit our allies first. I believe, upon information and belief, but I believe that he was going to, they were going to take over the Middle East. They were looking to take over the Middle East. Now, had Operation Midnight Hammer not taken place, that was definite, because they would have had a nuclear weapon within a matter of weeks. But that took place. That was a setback. But look at the number of missiles they were able to buy and make over the last 6 months. And those missiles were aimed at various countries. And when you look at over 1,000 missiles shot at like UAE, they were looking to take over the Middle East. We got there first. We're lucky. I'll tell you what, the Middle East and those countries, very rich countries, are very lucky that I was president instead of somebody else.
It's a disagreement between yourself and your vice president when it comes to U.S. action in Iran.
I don't think so, no. No, we get along very well on this. He was, I would say, philosophically a little bit different than me. I think he was maybe less enthusiastic about going, but he was quite enthusiastic. But I felt it was something we had to do. I didn't feel we had a choice. If we didn't do it, they would have done it to us. I felt, based on the negotiations that were being had by Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner and Marco and Pete, and everybody was involved, I felt that they were looking to tap us along before they hit, and I thought they were going to hit. And if they hit us first, that would have been a very bad thing. In the back, please, in the back. About straight, you mean? Yeah, well, I want to keep it open. I want to keep it good. You know, it doesn't pertain to us so much as it does to China. We're really helping China here and other countries because they get a lot of their energy from the Straits. But, hey, look, we have a good relationship with China. It's my honor to do it. Yeah.
Leader, you have called him an unacceptable choice. So does he have a target on his back? And how can you
I don't want to say whether or not he does, because that would be inappropriate. But hey, look, I had a target on my back because, as you people wrote pretty well, they caught the assassin that was after me. So we just got them first, but they caught the assassin. They have him now in custody, those after me. So, you know, but people don't like to mention that, but they did catch him. And I'd like to congratulate our military, Secret Service, FBI, all of the people that worked on that, but they did. Yeah, please. Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised the Iranian people you would help them, but it sounds like you're willing to end this fight after your military objectives have wrapped up. Isn't that a betrayal?
Will I help them? I'd like to, if they can behave, but they've been very menacing. You know, they're great people. They have an amazing population. It's amazing, smart, brilliant, energetic. They have a great, I'd love to help them, but they have to be in a system that allows them to be helped. And right now they're in a system that only allows failure. And I don't want that. And I want a system that's not going to be attacking us. We want a system that can lead to many years of peace. And if we can't have that, we might as well get it over with right now. Yeah, please.
President, as of today, there have been 8 U.S. military fatalities associated with the war in Iran. How many American deaths are you willing to have in this war?
Well, as I said before, when you have conflicts like this, you always have death. And I was at Dover yesterday.
We're going to have to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me say this. That was outrageous. How many deaths are you willing to have? Well, we're not wanting or willing to have any. But unfortunately, the enemy has forced us into this position. The president has just finished, and he's walking off the stage now. And so impressive. He's so knowledgeable, and he's on top of every single issue. And he He's obviously studied them. He's thought them through, everything from Iran to the Save America Act and everything in between. Really remarkable. And I think he's left a little ambiguity there on how to end this thing. Was my understanding, listening in the past week, that this is not related to timing, it's related to results. And I'm sure that's still the situation. But the question is going to be what happens after, because we're getting to the point where militarily they're going to be thoroughly and completely defeated. We must not betray the Iranian people, the Persian people, our brothers and sisters, or we have allies all over the world. It could be complicated and so forth, but it needs to be done. We've got to make sure this is done right, and I think he will. I really do. And he certainly has done everything really well right to this point. We'll be right back.
WMAL.
Let me paint you a picture. It's midnight, sirens are blaring. You have only seconds to grab your child and run. Now imagine you're elderly, your legs don't work like they used to, and after all that, you end up in a bomb shelter for hours, even days, because you can't make that trek again. This is what's happening across Israel as Operation Epic Fury continues. And still, the world attacks Israel while its people on the ground are trying to survive. That's why the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is there on the ground, bringing food, emergency equipment, care for children, and help for the elderly, and supplying bomb shelters and medical centers with critically needed essentials. Please give $45 tax deductible right now to rush life-saving essentials to the vulnerable who are under fire as I speak. To rush your gift to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, call 844-866-IFCJ. That's 844-866-IFCJ, or online at levinforthefellowship.org. That's LEVIN for thefellowship.org.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Heather Curtis. President Trump looking to reassure Americans that gas prices won't keep rising after crude oil soared to nearly $120 a barrel today, the highest since 2022, before ending around 90. After the president told CBS News he thinks, quote, the war is very complete, pretty much, unquote. Gas Buddy says the average price for a gallon of regular in the DMV surged 44 cents in the last week as Iran blocks the vital oil shipping route, the Strait of Hormuz. The president saying minutes ago,
and I will not allow a terrorist regime to hold the world hostage and attempt to stop the globe's oil supply. And if Iran does anything to do that, they'll get hit at a much, much harder level.
He says the U.S. Navy will escort oil tankers through the strait if needed. Anthropic continues its fight against the Pentagon, which formally designated the company as a supply chain risk last week after it refused to give the military unrestricted use of its AI chatbot Claude over concerns it could be used for mass surveillance of Americans and fully autonomous weapons. Anthropic filed 2 lawsuits against the government today, asking the courts to overturn the Pentagon's decision, which it called unlawful. The Department of War declined comment. Traffic and weather next.
Prime one-day delivery's fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. Or jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Every semester, thousands of students feel locked out of healthcare education. So who's going to open that door? Covista. With 5 universities and 24,000 graduates every year. Covista. Open the door to more at covista.com.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
WMAL, making sense of party politics because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Nobody says it better than Mark Levin.
I'll go with what Mark Levin said because nobody could say it better.
Call in now at 877-381-3811.
Hello, America. We're back. The president is, I think, back on his way to Washington, unless he was in Washington already. He's got a lot more energy than most people, certainly me. He was in Florida at the Doral, his resort. Okay. And there's House Republican event, their annual event, where they go over issues and so forth. A couple of things that were interesting, I thought, during that press event that you heard and I heard. Number one, the Putin call. Putin wants to be helpful. Well, Putin's been giving the Iranian regime intelligence on where our bases are and where our forces are, so they could try and hit them. So he wants to be helpful. Putin is a snake. He's a mass murderer. He's an assassin. He's a snake. He can't be trusted. He sees the writing on the wall and he wants to be helpful. Well, that's kind of absurd, but okay. And then number two, this war, my understanding was, would go on 4 more weeks, 4 to 6 more weeks. And I've been watching and listening very, very carefully to the president, to the Secretary of Defense, to the Secretary of State. And that was the message, certainly up to last night, was it not, Mr. Producer? And now it's an excursion. Now, that's okay. We can call it whatever we want, but we have a massive force structure there, and they're still hammering away, as are the Israelis, as are some of the Arab countries now. So I do think, far short from a quote-unquote democracy project, that we really need to think through very carefully how, once the overt military activity is done, how the rest of this will be treated. Because these Islamists, even though they're defeated effectively on the battlefield, they still exist throughout the society there. The secret police still exist. And the regular police still exist. And the imams still exist and so forth. So that's all very daunting, very complicated, and I don't expect us to be able to fix all of it. But that said, we certainly can't leave the condition for a regime after all of this, after all these decades, after all this fantastic action on the part of the president and our military and our diplomatic corps and so forth and so on. Just another face, just another, Islamist, 7th century, mass murdering, genocidal maniac who wants to redo what they've done. And we have to be very careful about that. As a sort of 100-day or 120-day government that would then work its way into something more like a republic or something of that sort. because he said he's been out of the country for a long time. I will say the first Khomeini was out of the country for a very, very long time, and then he came back. It's really what do the people have in mind? And I heard Dennis Ross on Fox, I forget where it was, talk about two individuals in their 80s who he would recommend. Dennis Ross has been all over the map when it comes to the Middle East. He's not a bad person, but he hasn't had the kind of foresight that some of the other people have had, including the president. So I don't know about an 84-year-old, 86-year-old reformists who were put in prison, who yet have been part of I don't know about all that. I do know that the Shah's son has enormous popularity. I can tell you online and people who talk to me, and I'm not really pushing anybody. You'll notice that a lot of people have interviewed the Shah on radio and TV. I haven't interviewed anybody because I don't really think it's my place. What I've supported is the overthrow of this regime and the liberation of the Iranian people, the protection of the American people and the rest of the world from these maniacs, their nuclear weapons, their ballistic missiles, and their terrorism. That's been my view. I think this has to be done right rather than quickly. I don't think we need a whole massive number of troops on the ground. I don't think that would be wise at all. I don't think the American people would be excited about that. But there are things that can be done, and we shall see. I guess the third point that I didn't mention that I thought was interesting is when he was asked if J.D. Vance, the vice president, and he were on the same page when it came to this. Didn't you find that interesting, Mr. Producer? He confirmed what a lot of people already knew, which was J.D. was not that gung-ho about going in, less so, say, than him and the others. But my take on it was once the decision was made, he backed it, obviously. And but I do notice his absence from a lot of these events. Maybe that's intentional because of security reasons. Maybe it's for other reasons. I don't know. But it's obvious. And I'd be a fool not to comment on that. So those are my comments on this. My view is that this mission needs to be finished when it's finished. The sooner the better, but time should not be the motivating factor. And as I understood it, and as they made clear, the administration and the president, the Secretary of Defense and Secretary of State, this is condition-based, not time-based, conditioned. And whether the conditions are such that that overt or affirmative military action of the sort that we're seeing is to end. He also said, I believe earlier today, that he would be consulting our Israeli partners as well. Probably a good idea since they're right in the neighborhood there and they have an enormous amount of intelligence of what goes on in that region, on that part of the world. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. I've given you my opinion. You've heard what the president said. I always worry, not so much about this president or this administration, but I always worry that after something like this, we lose the peace. Donald Trump's going to be president for 3 more years. I wish it would be longer, but that's the way it works. And it's essential that we not lose the peace. There's not going to be another Donald Trump. I just don't see one on the horizon. There's never been a Donald Trump before. And he is historic and iconic in so many ways. But we have to be very careful that once we pull out and pull back, that there isn't a vacuum created and that enemy or another enemy just fills right in and we're back to square one. We're back to square one. That, to me, would be utterly unacceptable. I'm going to spend some time this evening, if you're wondering, talking about what took place in New York, the ISIS attack by 2 young immigrants into our country, one 19, one 18, the response of the mayor of New York, which was appalling, and my great concern. This is just the beginning of this sort of thing. We've already seen some of this. with the attempted execution of 2 National Guardsmen, one successful, one almost successful, with the murder of those 2 staffers working at the Israeli embassy, those 2 young people murdered in cold blood, with the horrific level of violence that is being urged by certain imams in certain communities, and the effort by the Democrats to prevent their deportation and denaturalization. And here we are in the middle of this battle, where there's report after report today that there's a great concern that the Iranians pre-positioned hit squads all over the world, including in our country. And of course, we're vulnerable to that because the Biden regime kept the border wide open, as did the Democrats who run the Democrat Party in the House and the Senate right now, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. And their answer is to try and destroy ICE, which has as its responsibility to track down terrorists or would-be terrorists or suspected terrorists, among others, and remove them. And they're at war with ICE. And they lie about ICE grabbing citizens off the street and so forth. They make mistakes. And part of that, if not most of it, is due to the fact that local law enforcement are ordered to stand down and not assist them with the identity of individuals, the location of individuals. So they're having to do it from a federal perspective, not a local perspective. So they are obstructed intentionally to make their job more difficult by Democrat mayors, Democrat attorneys general, Democrat DAs, Democrats, governors. And so they are going to make it as inconvenient as possible for you to get on and off an airline, on and off a railroad, because TSA has responsibility on all overland transportation. Those poor people are not getting paid at all. The Democrats are getting paid. They're not getting a cent. The Coast Guard's not getting paid. And the Coast Guard, just so you understand, is not just civilian. Actually, it is a military part of the Navy that when we're not in sort of military action, they have many civilian responsibilities. But they are important in terms of military activity. They are important in terms of preventing the importation of massive amounts of drugs. They're not getting paid either. They're not getting paid either. So ICE is under attack. TSA's not paid. The Coast Guard's not paid. FEMA's not paid. And Hakeem Jeffries wants you to believe it's because of the Republicans. The Republicans keep pushing bills and trying to pass them. And the Democrats in the Senate, with the threat of a filibuster, keep blocking them until they destroy ICE, which is necessary, of course, to get rid of illegal aliens, especially criminal illegal aliens, but not exclusively, and to keep terrorists out of our country. That's their response. Oh, and to try and get a War Powers Act passed, a resolution passed with various approaches, now 5 they want to throw up there, to prevent our military from finishing its mission. That's where the Democrat Party is, ladies and gentlemen. The price of gasoline, as I said the other night, as I'm telling you now, the price of gasoline under the Democrats was much higher than it is already, and it would be even higher if those EPA regulations stayed in place and the lack of production existed as the Democrats insisted under this rubric of climate change. So you'd have nuclear weapons for sure, plus gasoline priced like it is in California, through the roof, if the Democrats were in charge. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Few accidents in Virginia to be aware of. There is a crash in Tyson, southbound on 123 at West Park Drive. And also in Lorton, there is still an accident on southbound Route 1 between Dustin Drive and Gunston Cove Road. On 95, southbound between Quantico and Garrisonville Aquia. The accident moved to the left shoulder, but delays remain. Also slow southbound from Newington to Woodbridge. And southbound at Virginia 644 in Springfield, there is now a disabled vehicle in the left lane. Keep in mind that in Fauquier County, 28 is still closed southbound between Fauquier Drive and Old Duffy Road due to an accident. Now for GarageJoyPair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 49. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 78.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like two delicious desserts just high-five. Snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
Devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Dr. Howard Levine, Director of Cleveland Nasal Sinus and Sleep Center. During cold and flu season, I tell my patients the key to staying well is to pull out germs, mucus, bacteria, and viruses from the nose using the Navage-powered nasal irrigator. I irrigate my own nose daily with Navage to stay healthy and after seeing sick patients.
For drug-free congestion relief, trust #1 doctor-recommended Navage. Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
Making sense of your world.
Talk radio is where I get all of my information.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the economy. Because it's your money and your retirement. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
We're going to get into what happened in New York, because that is a big, big damn deal. And the way the media have reported it is outrageous. The way the mayor originally commented on it was outrageous. Just to make it abundantly clear, you had two would-be ISIS Islamic radicals, one 18, one 19 years old. They had a homemade device, an explosive device, that if it had been properly prepared, would have killed many, many people. It was thrown at the counter-protesters. The media continued to call them right-wingers, right-wing extremists. I don't know who they were. But that's not the issue. The issue is the people who were going to kill as many people as they possibly could. In one of these suspects, he cites what took place at the Boston Marathon, and he wanted the mayhem, the slaughter to be even bigger, he said. Allahu Akbar, he yelled twice when the police were arresting him. The mayor had a bizarre comment, quite frankly, focused on the counter-protesters, hate group and so forth. Maybe they were, I don't know. But so what? What the hell do you think we saw the summer before last, all through the streets of New York, on University of Columbia's campus, Columbia University, and on campuses throughout this country? The vile language, the extremism, the radicals, carrying Hamas flags, Islamic Jihad flags, burning the American flag, burning the Israeli flag, the things they were saying, things that were on their signs, physical assaults, crystal knocks happening all over the place every night in the streets. I don't know who these counter-protesters were the other day, but all I know is the media has a funny way about reporting on one or the other. At least be honest about how you report, right? People are violent. They're violent, whatever they're wearing or whatever they're saying. But the killings, and here the attempt at a terrorist attack, ISIS style, as they wanted it, by the two Islamists, that's different. That's different. And I want to get into that in some detail, because people are going to want to push this off or try and intimidate other people from talking about it. They're not going to intimidate me. I'm very honest about what I tell you. Very honest about what I see. I don't need to use hyperbole. And I'm not going to use hyperbole. I don't need to make references because I'm not going to make references. I'm going to tell you what I see, what my knowledge is about it, as I've studied it. You see it happening in Europe, you see it happening in the Middle East, and now you see it happening in our country. And I'm not going to pretend it's not happening. I've come here, I've barely played, tip of the iceberg, the clips of imams, professors, so-called scholars, the things they've said that have to happen, the violence, the destruction of our country, on and on and on. This is real. It's absolutely real. The organization CARE, where its roots are, it's real. Students for Justice in Palestine, what backs them, who backs them, it's real. The Muslim Brotherhood's activity in this country, it's real. Qatar's investment in this country to overthrow this country from within, I don't care who likes them. I'm telling you the truth. It's real. I don't need to use hyperbole, not that I would. I don't need to mischaracterize anything, not that I would. The truth is ugly enough. It's time for a little spring cleaning, and I know right where to start. Go drag your old dated wireless contract out if you can find it. Drag it out of the closet and beat it with a broom. And freshen things up by switching to Pure Talk, my wireless company. They give you unlimited talk, text, plenty of data, just $25 a month, no contract, no cancellation fees, no overseas customer service. If you ever need help, that is, they don't charge you for it. Now, maybe you'll like them as much as my listener, Paul, from Greer, South Carolina. Here's what he says. He said, I finally listened to Mark Levin's advice and I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. I'm getting the very same service for less than half of what I was paying Verizon. That's the point, folks. He said, I long wondered if these much lower services could provide the same level of service as the big boys. That is, the much lower cost for the services. Now I know that Pure Talk certainly can. And I want to thank you, Paul. And now it's time for you folks to take my advice. Dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, and switch to Pure Talk. Dial pound 250, Say Mark Levin. You'll get this. Save 50% off your first 2 months, off your first month as well. Excuse me. That's Pure Talk, America's wireless company. Again, pound 250. Say Mark Levin. I'll be right back.
WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Every semester, thousands of students feel locked out of healthcare education. So who's going to open that door? Covista. With 5 universities and 24,000 graduates every year. Covista. Open the door to more at covista.com.
Here's Rich Robertson with a CES IT Service Tech Tip.
Hi. For over 30 years, I have received multiple calls from CEOs that go like this. Rich, we're terminating our IT team at 5 o'clock. Can you help us? Or it's an IT director asking, hey, we lost a tech and we can't find a good replacement. Can you fill the gap? Of course we can. What they were not expecting is that our cost of IT services is only half. That's right, half of what they were paying for the previous IT staff. Our managed and co-managed services cost less, and we bring along a high level of advanced cybersecurity expertise.
Visit CESITservice.com to schedule a quick 15-minute call or call 301-620-1580. CES IT Service is your secure network to quality IT service. CESITservice.com or call 301-620-1580.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. More jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Now planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement. If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. Their environmentally friendly structural foam, With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relief at your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad. I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. They didn't think I was going to make it. I'm Latoya Lucas, and I'm a veteran. I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAV helps veterans like Latoya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the inner loop of the Beltway between the Claire Barton Parkway and River Road, there is an accident in the two left lanes, and that has traffic jam from the Georgetown Pike and still some delays on the inner loop through Bethesda from 355 to George Avenue. Outer loop still slow from Van Dorn Street to the Wilson Bridge. Still a couple of accidents in Virginia. In Lorton, there is a crash on southbound Route 1 between Dutchman Drive and Gunston Cove Road. And southbound on 123 at West Park Drive, a crash there as well. In Fauquier County, southbound 28 is still closed between Fauquier Drive and Elk Run Road due to an accident. Still a disabled on 95 southbound at Virginia 644 in the left lane, and more delays southbound from Newington in towards Woodbridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's a WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low around 49. Right now, 73 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
You know, America, it's funny and sick at the same time to listen to these isolationists on TV, podcasters, and wherever the hell they are, who are now claiming that what the president has done is absolutely fabulous. They didn't even want him to do this, did they, Mr. Producer? I should know. I've been battling every damn one of them. They're suicidal. They sound like AOC and Bernie Sanders and Tlaib and the rest of them. That President Trump is violating his campaign promises. Doesn't anybody remember them saying that? He was undermining MAGA. Doesn't anybody remember them saying that? So now that this military operation, certainly so far, has been a spectacular success, now they act like they supported it. They did not support it. I want to be crystal clear that these people are trying to rewrite what took place and redefine who they are and what they said. Now they're saying We don't want to be involved in a forever war. We're not going to be involved in a forever war. The president has made that very clear. They sound like the left. Just keep repeating slogans and slogans and more slogans. But we will be involved in a forever war if the end of this isn't handled properly. That's a fact. It was handled properly after World War II, where all the Western European countries, vast majority of them, were aligned with us. Were aligned with us. And when the wall fell, dividing the East from West, again, these subsequent activities needed to be handled properly, and they were. And so that's what has to happen here. But I hear the isolationists, and you know who they are, some on TV, some podcasters. They're still spewing this forever war stuff. We don't have massive ground troops. There's no forever war. In 1 week's time, effectively, their military's been destroyed for a second time. This lie about the Israelis dragging us into this war, you heard Mr. Witkoff right here on this program. They didn't drag us into anything. They were our partners. They were our allies. They did what an ally is supposed to do and beyond. So they've been wrong about everything. And they're always wrong about everything because their foreign policy is about ideology, not prudence. They say it's about America first. No, it isn't about America first. The way they talk about our military, you got Tucker Carlson, seriously mentally ill, in my humble opinion, but whatever it is, saying that when the president said unconditional surrender, that means that our military personnel were free to rape women in Iran, mothers and sisters and daughters. Is that what we did after we defeated Japan? Unconditional surrender? Where did we do this? And these people say they're America first, they're MAGA. Some of them have big microphones, they all have big mouths, but many of them are online. Some of them are on TV. In order for their ideology to be advanced, they literally have to trash our military and our president, the commander-in-chief. We don't need interpreters to tell us what the president thinks, what's at stake, and all the rest of it. We don't. He tells us directly. He tells us what he thinks and what he believes and so forth and so on. I noticed a slight change today in the last few hours where he's talking about we've already won, I could end it today and so forth and so on. My view is effectively that's true. But if we end it today, and he said we're not, but if we did, we would lose. We would lose. Because the Iranian people there, they're in no position, unarmed, still unarmed, to overthrow what will still be armed militia, armed regular army, armed secret police, armed regular police, and all the rest of it. So the hard work in defeating them is being done, and then the hard work in post-war has to be done. And that's how we won World War II, both of those objectives. And even then, we had to deal with the Soviet Union, the Iron Curtain, and more than half a century of a Cold War. We won't have to deal with that here, but we don't want to lose the peace. Again, you don't need all these troops. It's not a forever thing and so forth and so on. The best thing you could do for your own mental health, honestly, is to ignore these people. To ignore them. They're like psychos. They're sloganeers. They push an agenda. They push an ideology. And so forth. That's what they do. By the way, don't forget, we have a terrific video podcast today that I did. I'm very proud of this. over at Liberty's Voice. And go to YouTube and subscribe and Rumble and follow, and it's absolutely free, 100% free. You don't pay for anything, and I wanted to keep it that way. You know, some people, they have subscriptions. You're behind the paywall. I dealt with that. I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it, and we're not going to do it. We don't have paywalls. It's absolutely free. I pay for it. And I don't have billionaires backing me or foreign governments backing me. I have me backing me. 100% independence. But I spend a lot of time on what happened in New York and a lot of time on this endless attack on our soldiers, on our country, by phony conservatives and the left. YouTube, you can subscribe. All you do is sign up is basically what subscribe means. And Rumble, follow, same thing. They don't harass you. They don't bother you. And I really believe this podcast, you're going to enjoy a great deal. And you're going to learn a lot from it, too. So I hope you'll check it out again. But I want to get into this now. New York Post has the best reporting on what took place in New York. But New York is just an example of what's taking place or will take place all over the country. You can hear it. These clips I play, when you go to memri.org, MEMRI.org, and they have interpreters, and they tell you what these people are saying. New York Post writes a pair of ISIS-trained extremists were charged with hurling an IED, like the Iranians, like ISIS, at Gracie Mansion. It wasn't really thrown just at Gracie Mansion. It was thrown at the counter-protesters during a rowdy weekend protest. I'm reading the way they wrote. Allegedly packing the homemade bomb with Mother of Satan, a volatile explosive favored by international terrorists. And that's exactly what it had. It was just not mixed properly, the latest report says. The two pro-Muslim fanatics, they write, Ibrahim Kayami, 19, and Emir Balat, 18, both self-radicalized in recent years and traveled to Turkey and other terror training hotspots. This is where this Aragon is, and I keep warning you about him. He ought to be thrown out of NATO. The pair admitted to cops after getting busted at the violent demonstration outside the mayor's residence on Saturday afternoon that they also watched ISIS videos and tossed the bomb at right-wing agitators. Okay, they tossed the bomb at the counter-protesters. It was not intended for the mayor. Understand? Because they felt the agitators insulted their religion, the sources said. Really? So they thought the agitators insulted their religion, and they just happened to have an IED, Mr. Producer. Now, we have agitators that insult my religion and probably insult your religion and insult you and whatever. But you see, in this country, we don't run out with an IED and throw it at them, do we? The homemade device consisted of sports drink bottles filled with trazodone tripexeride, or TATP, a substance favored by terrorists and known as Mother of Satan, which is so volatile that it typically doesn't require a fuse to go off, they said. The dangerous substance can be cobbled together using household ingredients readily available at home improvement stores and pharmacies, making it cheap to produce. It's designed to maim and kill, one source told the Post. This is just luck. No one is dead. The same type of bomb was used in high-profile terror attacks in France, the UK, Belgium, New Delhi over more than a decade, often with fatal consequences. Fortunately, it failed to go off during the Saturday afternoon clash between demonstrators backing right-wing activist Jack Lang and pro-Muslim counter-protesters. The incident unfolded, I'm reading their language, during a planned anti-Muslim protest organized by right-wing agitator Jack Lang I don't know who Jack Lang is. Have you ever heard of him, Mr. Producer? Not until yesterday. I didn't know he was a right-wing agitator. Outside Gracie Mansion, which sparked a rowdy confrontation with counter-protesters that quickly turned violent. Video footage shows several scuffles that led to 6 arrests, including the 2 arrested wannabe bombers. One of Lang's crew, a protester named Ian McGinnis, was accused of pepper spraying counter-protesters and slapped with charges of assault, reckless endangerment, and unlawful possession of noxious matter, according to sources. The explosive device, a sports drink bottle filled with TATP and wrapped in construction tape, was hurled at Lang's crew during one of the encounters, police said. Police secured the device and ended the threat. Now, yesterday, the NYPD Commissioner, Jessica Tisch, dismissed early reports that the device was not dangerous and said it would have killed or maimed anyone near it if it had exploded. The NYPD bomb squad has conducted a preliminary analysis of a device that was ignited as a protest yesterday, she said, and has determined it is not a hoax device or smoke bomb. It is, in fact, an improvised explosive device that could have caused serious injury or death. She said, I want to again thank the brave members of the NYPD, who, of course, are under attack by their mayor relentlessly. Meanwhile, Mayor Zoran Mandami denounced white supremacist Lang in another statement Sunday. Mandami said hate has no place in New York City. This is a guy that talked about an international jihad. This is a guy whose wife texts and retweets the most grotesque celebration of October 7th and the slaughter and rape and kidnapping of Jews. What followed was even more disturbing, the mayor said. Violence at a protest is never acceptable. The attempt to use an explosive device and hurt others is not only criminal, it's reprehensible and the antithesis of who we are. Now, in that statement at that time, he never mentioned that these were 2 Muslim individuals who had been radicalized by ISIS. The NYPD and the FBI are working the case, with search warrants being executed at Pennsylvania homes of these 2 hoodlums. Meanwhile, the NYPD Bob Squad was back at the scene on Sunday afternoon after a bottle wrapped in tape was spotted inside a Hyundai linked to one of the suspects. I'm not done. FBI agents raided the Pennsylvania homes of the 2 ISIS-inspired extremists accused of hurling deadly explosives during a contentious weekend protest near Gracie Mansion. The FBI's evidence response team searched the Langhorne homes of Ibrahim Kayumi, 19, and Emir Balat, 18, yesterday after the radicals were busted. They're terrorists. Are they not terrorists, Mr. Producer? What do they call them, radicals? They're terrorists. After they were busted for allegedly throwing homemade IEDs during a violent clash between right-wing agitators backing Jack Lang and pro-Muslim counter-protesters Saturday afternoon. Right-wing agitators, but pro-Muslim counter-protesters. One is active, one is passive. You notice? Photos showed agents hauling evidence, including what looked like...
Hey, Justine, I see what you posted over in them other chats. And you have the fucking nerve to come in here, Justine? Yeah, Justine, you have a fucking lot of nerve, bitch. Sick of you fucking people. Hey, Doug, your friend Patrick, New York, why don't you bring him with you so I can smash that motherfucker in the mouth? I want to see him fucking mouth off to me to my face. Come on up, Patrick, I dare you. You punk motherfucker. Hey, Tom, you have permission to fucking ban that motherfucker. I'm in my kitchen. I'm doing something, so I can't sit right here for right now, but I'm going to listen to the news. I want to let you know, Justine, fuck you, bitch.
With the right wingers. And the right wingers.
Fuck you, Patrick, you dumb fuck. You got a lot of fucking nerve. In fact, here, let me help you out. Yeah, I'll help you out, you dumb fucker. Because you won't come up on my piano, so there you go. Change your account. I'll fucking catch it in a minute.
Declare the attack an act of terrorism, which I already did. This was a clear.
Trying to make me dinner. I gotta clean my pots first.
The Sergeants Benevolent Association.
My iron skillets. I didn't clean them earlier.
Testing the mayor's resolve. Whether you pass or fail this test depends on your resolve to protect the city. This was a terrorist act, he said, by people who promote hate on both sides. We could have lost many cops and civilians. You should have already taken charge within the first hour, not almost 24 hours later. Former Governor Cuomo also took aim at the mayor over his handling. This was a terrorist act, not a slap on the wrist. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Prime Monday delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking Game Night delivered by tomorrow night fast. So we can win fast. Cards fast, puzzles fast, team games at your door in a day fast. Doesn't matter what the game is, we will dominate fast. We're talking game over, you win fast. Fast Monday delivery for the win. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is Women's Work with Nicole Khalil.
I wish you health, physical, mental, emotional, financial, social, and most definitely spiritual.
Redefining what it means to be doing women's work.
I would rather have the temporary pain of discomfort than the avoidable pain of regret. But hear me when I say this. Believe in something. Believe in yourself. That, more than anything, is absolutely woman's work.
This is Women's Work from Believe. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
My baby brother, a father. Come on, it's time for his nap. Whoa, he can't sleep on his stomach. Babies should always sleep on their backs in a safety-approved crib, and the sleep area should be clear of blankets, toys, and other loose or soft items. It reduces the risk of SIDS. SIDS? You know, sudden infant death syndrome. Guess I need to start studying up on safe sleep for little man here. Being his favorite uncle comes with big responsibilities.
For more information, visit safetosleep.nicehd.nih.gov. Sponsored by the Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development.
Making sense of the headlines, making sense of your world. WMAL's Vince Colonnese.
Thank you for all you do on the radio show.
What a nice call. Thank you very much.
Weekdays, noon to 3. News Talk 105.9. WMAL, making sense of the news. Making sense of your world on the go. Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
This is for you.
Get the WMAL app on Google Play or the Apple App Store and stay connected.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Folks, history is unfolding right before our eyes. The President of the United States has delivered an incredible, consequential first year, restoring strength at our borders, rebuilding American confidence, and putting this country back on a path of common sense and constitutional principles. I believe our system was never meant to rest on one leader. It depends on millions of informed, engaged citizens who are willing to stand up for faith, family, and freedom. There's more work to be done, and that's where we come in. I want you to join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Unlike other senior organizations, AMAC is built around the values we hold dear. Members receive trusted news, the outstanding AMAC magazine, money-saving discounts on travel and insurance, and a heck of a lot more. And get this, right now you can join for 5 years for just $47. Go to amac.us/Levin. That's amac.us/LEVIN. And join the Association of Mature American Citizens today and be part of the solution.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your clear insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news. Washington's best way to wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
We only have a minute here. Went a little long in the last segment, but when we come back, I want you to hear from Mondani himself what he said, and also from the NYPD commissioner what she said. And look, folks, this is a very serious situation in this country. The Democrat Party opened our gates to all these people, and they won't let us remove them. They won't let us remove them. I'll be right back.
WMAL.
He's bragging about having 17 fucking on his meter. Mine reads 7 right now. I don't really pay much attention to the XP points, and I gained a couple more subscribers. I went live this morning, and Bud was the first one in here. Drop your link, because they all went live this morning. Whoopie fucking do. Told Wiggin what my content was going to be. I fucking told him. We need more male streamers. I don't support your chat, Billy. You let Gotti up there. Hey, look at that, Gotti. Hey, don't tell me there's not a spiritual connection. Cause I just as that popped up, I said your name. This motherfucker. This fucker is queer for me, Gotti. I submarined that motherfucker. The fuck is your problem, Bud Noble? You and Patrick New York and Andy 500. The fuck is the matter with these people? They want me to just go away. Quit. Quit streaming, Billy. That'd make it easy for you. And if I did, then what? What do you you'd be talking about me, and I won't be around to fucking see it. I'm hoping I'm thinking I'm 64 years old. This could be my last summer on Earth. I'm going to fucking try to enjoy the weather this year. Yeah, he made me gay, all right. Oh, he's paying dearly. He is not in a good spot. Right now, Wiggin is spiritually confused. I got a hold of that motherfucker's spirit, and he knows it. I've got your skull, Wiggin. I have your skull. I live in your fucking brain, boy. You got all these motherfuckers after me. Good job. Told him not to fuck with the cook. Dumb fucks. Bud Noble thinks he could fucking make it in a room with me. I make Chef Ransby looks like a fucking little baby lamb. That motherfucker ever threw a spatula at me, it'd be over with for him. I doubt that fucker could stand galley watch captain. So how's the new wife coming along, Gotti? I heard you got married.
At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity
Wolfster.
and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life.
Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine, not algorithms, not generic reports.
I see what you're doing. I'm subscribed to you. I had to unsubscribe to, but I can't take Bud Noble no more. I can't do it. It just, that is one sissified boy right there. That motherfucker is, he might as well be a Valley girl. I think if he did the accent, he'd sound perfect. Well, you don't like me. You don't like me. Fucking Patrick, New York. What a gay motherfucker you are, Patrick. You can click on my link, Patrick. Otherwise, stay out of my side chat. I'm just going to ban you now. You're fucked. Fuck you. Not that it matters, you know. It's not like I have millions of viewers.
You didn't know I have the enormous power that I have. I got us into this war.
It's on this phone.
I think I've been doing a pretty damn good job.
For me to let me look.
And I learned today that I have witchcraft powers. Did you know that? Tucker Carlson, somebody needs to take this camera away from this guy. I mean, 30, 40 years from now, his grandchildren are going to be looking at this.
Thought I had you on here. Oh, I already watched this. Yeah, this is Shannon. I can't bring it up here without showing it. I already watched this, Gotti.
Bragging her IQ, acting a real fool. Losing limbs here and there, screaming like she don't care. Know it all.
You can't hear her in the background just talking. You can't hear the background where she's talking. I gotta roll a new joint. Just enough to get me in trouble.
The one way, why you always pay your viewers and drag life all the time. Standing with the one way, why you always pay your viewers and drag life all the time. Standing with the one way, sticking up your head. Why you always pay your viewers and dreams laugh all the time. God is God.
Why this, why that, and then why over there, why? Why no way, why yes way, yes, why on all day.
I did. I listened to that earlier. All right, back to Levin. I did. I listened to that earlier. I just sit back watching. As I get attacked by Patrick Rowe and all them fuckers.
In retirement, we need multiple sources of income to meet our needs. The 30+9 savings plan can turbocharge your income plan with its 30%.
We have this one.
And 9.5% guaranteed annual rate of return, backed by a Fortune 100 company. The 30+9
we have this one.
Safety, security, and peace of mind. It's something.
This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll.
Right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now. Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member, not a problem.
That's had me giggling all day. That ain't the only one.
Home loan, personal loan, we've got
it all day.
Visit mynorthern.com to learn more.
That ain't the only one.
Equal opportunity lender.
Why'd that do that?
In fact, they're hoping for their votes. They've taken it within their umbrella, part of their coalition.
The back turn.
Also earlier in the Liberty Voice video cast, I warned the Republican establishment, cut one, go. The House Republicans are having their annual summit where they discuss policy and politics and strategy going forward. And so I wanted to give the Republicans a little bit of advice. There are many issues to discuss that affect domestic policy and foreign policy, that affect spending and taxing, that affect so many things in our lives. But one thing I want to bring up that they aren't addressing, and that is the heart and soul of this nation. We have individuals who were Republicans. We have individuals that the Republican establishment in Washington used to embrace and promote. We're killing the Republican Party. We're trying to kill the constitutional conservative movement that I had so much to deal with in terms of founding and promoting. I'm fighting them. Others are fighting them. Other institutions are fighting them. But the Republican Party as an institution is not. There are times when a party needs to speak with one voice and speak out. That doesn't mean every single individual within the party is going to agree, but it means that it needs to coalesce. And coalesce around what? Well, they're discussing issues today. But one of the great issues of our day is, who are we and what do we believe in here? The Republican Party has always been a moral party, an ethical party, a party that believes in values and principles and substance in our founding. Why are we not hearing a concerted voice in the GOP taking on the Jew haters, the Christian haters, and the America haters? They're all one and the same. They're all one and the same. Why do we allow in the Republican Party these individuals to do what they're doing without confronting them? Now, this is a problem. I notice Republicans are willing to talk about Democrats. They're willing to go after Tlaib and Omar. Sure, Mondami, because it's easy. They're in the other party. But what happens when we have a rogue breakoff that is out there spewing third-right propaganda, trashing our president, trashing the Republican Party, claiming that they're going to defeat MAGA and they're going to defeat the GOP, and there's going to be a third party or a third way. And I hear crickets. So let me make a suggestion to the Republicans gathering at Doral in Florida. It's time to speak out. The fact of the matter is, Carlson is doing Russia's bidding, China's bidding, and Iran's bidding. Even Qatar has distanced itself from Tucker Carlson. Even Qatar. So I asked the Republicans in the House, if Qatar can do it, can you do it? I asked the Republicans in the Senate, if Qatar can do it, can you do it? And if you don't, you're going to destroy yourselves. Because if you stand for nothing, there's no reason to vote for it. Liberty's voice. You know, the expenses are through the roof. Insurance premiums, deductibles.
I talked to somebody today about a new apartment. He has this house, he's remodeling it, and he split it into 2 apartments. When I move this time, my address won't be public at the post office. No. You got to have it in order for the fucking anything to get to me. Yep. Because we can do that. In fact, I'm even thinking about just getting a post office box. That way the mail doesn't come to my door. And so JC got my other address. I told her to do it. I says, all you got to do is call post office. No, in fact, it's fucking up to 60 today. No, it's nice out. It's nice out right now. We had some high winds. The river's flooding because the snow is melting up in the mountains. The fucking river is crusted.
Have them explain this to you. You'll be glad you did. It's a lifeline for many of you. 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828, or visit AmericanFinancing.com.
It's better than fucking minus 10.
NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR rates for in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified borrowers. 888-900-1828 for details about credit costs and terms.
Now that I've built the foundation and gave you the background about what happened in New York with these 2 ISIS terrorists, that's right, terrorists. I want you to hear from Mondami himself. We'll be right back.
Much love in. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com.
I wish they all could be Californian girls.
75 years of research, 75 years of policy, 75 years of opportunity,
75 years of freedom.
This is 75 years of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Join us at MDA75.org.
Where was Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months?
LD. There's another one. LD.
We're with all service members and their families. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone.
My thing's fucking tripping again.
With it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and
That
PD.
might be the
Even when
Wi-Fi.
Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough
I can't plug this laptop into my modem.
regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results.
I can plug my smart TV into it though.
Lasting longer
That's
than they
got the
ever
right
imagined.
things on it.
And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free.
So I can run my
Qualified
TV without
patients
using
can
Wi-Fi.
get testosterone check free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
Making sense of the border.
Homeland security is right there at the tippy top of American concerns.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon.
You've got to be tough.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a
Right,
loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com.
What
New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Worn this roller out. Time to get a new one.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act.
Pretty much, I'm on Social Security.
Taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690.
Something else.
Text and data rates may apply.
Making making sense of your world.
I see what you posted, Mike. He doesn't have a car. He doesn't own his own house. Yeah. How the fuck do you know what I got? Might be buying a house here in fucking this summer.
From 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Yeah, that's to be expected.
Way too fast. Some major U.S. banks are publishing aggressive.
It's a Hewlett Packard. It's an HP.
$100 an ounce. Now look, here's the bottom line. There's no guarantee. But you got to look at the trajectory.
7000 series.
The trajectory is, and I just looked.
AMD Radeon graphics. So it's like it has a lot of memory to it. It's not a cheap one.
So
I paid good money for this
central
laptop.
banks all over the world, they are hoarding gold.
Not a $300 laptop. It's more expensive than
Because
that.
of the massive debt, the interest on the debt, and the inability of Congress to do a damn thing about it, given the Democrats and the filibuster. But a lot of people are focused.
But I can't plug it into my modem. It doesn't have the right.
$90
It's not compatible.
It's not only more.
So I guess
yeah,
maybe next time I just get me a desktop.
And silver's trajectory is also
Give me a
up
desktop.
and away, and it can also be used for industrial items like
Yeah,
solar,
Hewlett
data
Packard.
centers and so forth. So their trajectory is obvious.
HP.
It's been going on for several years. It's still going on now. And so the question is, are you going to diversify or just watch this? Some of you have diversified with gold. Well, maybe you diversify again. Maybe use some of the profits for silver. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and I just want to open your eyes to them. Monetary Gold has over 25 years helping Americans understand physical gold and silver. They're a reliable company. They're a highly rated company. I support this company, and they're an education-first company. No pressure approach, and they'll explain to you how you can even use your IRA, how that's eligible for various options as well to diversify with silver or gold. They have a complimentary guide, a free guide to help you understand.
Oh, there's Tiffany in there saying to Patrick, New York, I don't know what you look like, Patrick, New York, but I think you could take him because Patrick, New York is listening. I said, Dougie, bring Patrick up here with you so I can fucking smash that motherfucker right in the face. I'd like to see him say this shit right to my face. Bet he wouldn't. If he did, he wouldn't be fucking saying it no more because I'd probably take a swing at him.
At least call them, speak to their experts, understand how.
You know what? If he's bigger and tougher than me, fine, but I don't think he is. I think he's a little, you're just a little weasel.
You're not obligated to do anything. Particularly look at the.
And you're just going to get banned in here. I don't need you in here, Patrick, New York. I go everywhere. Duh. People out here bragging they got a wrench in other people's chats.
So performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional, but give them a call. At least get the free guide and get the information so you can look at it and think about it. And then make a thoughtful, educated decision. 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD, or marklovesgold.com. How much time do I have, Rich? Let's get started. Here's Mondami at his press conference this morning. Cut 3, go.
On Saturday, a protest was held outside Gracie Mansion, where I live with my wife, Rhonda. Neither of us were home at the time. This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City. I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city.
Wait a minute. He's the first Muslim mayor of the city. Did you know that, Mr. Producer? I had no idea. Global Infidada? Didn't he say that? I think he did. Didn't his wife retweet all this Hamas crap? That the rapes were a lie and on and on? I think she did. Anyway, go ahead.
Tree is nothing new to me, nor is it anything new for the 1 million or so Muslim New Yorkers who know this city.
And it's not new for Jews, and it's not new for Jews in the city, especially now where hate crimes are through the roof. Did you notice that, Mayor? When you eliminated that anti-Semitism unit, did you notice that, Mayor, when that took place? You did it. Go ahead.
While I found this protest appalling, I will not waver in my belief that it should be allowed to happen. Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred. It does not belong only to those we agree with. It belongs to everyone. I will defend that right every day that I am mayor, even when those protesting say things that I abhor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, a lot of us felt that way the summer before last, Kill the Jews. Maybe he remembers all that stuff. Maybe he doesn't. But I want you to hear what else he had to say when we returned. Very, very important. We learned a lot about the mayor. I didn't know he was the first. I had no idea. Who knew? Don't forget to check out my video podcast, Liberty's Voice, for those of you who are departing. I know you're going to love it. We will be right back with the Power Hour.
WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store, and stay connected. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
Ahead of schedule. I'm Miss Sarah, Fox News. President Trump again making the case for the U.S. strikes against Iran.
Iran's a very powerful country. They were going to take over the Middle East. If we did not hit them, they were going to take over the Middle East. They had thousands and thousands since their last hit. They had thousands and thousands of missiles and everything else.
The president with the comments during a news conference this afternoon in Doral, Florida, on the son of the Ayatollah killed and the strikes being installed as the next leader. The president said he was disappointed, adding it's going to lead to the same problems for the country. On Cuba, the president said he believes they're ready to make a deal.
It may be a friendly takeover. It may not be a friendly takeover. It wouldn't matter because they're down to... as they say, fumes.
He says Secretary of State Marco Rubio is working on negotiations with Cuba. Three brothers, two of them successful real estate brokers in New York, found guilty on sex trafficking charges.
A jury found the brothers, twins Alon and Oren, along with Tal Alexander, guilty of sex trafficking counts. The decision comes following several weeks of testimony during which 11 women said they were sexually assaulted by one or more of the defendants at various travel locations. Lawyers for the brokers, Oren and Tal, and their brother Alon, who worked for the family security firm, argued the sex was consensual.
Fox's Gernal Scott, the Alexanders could face life in prison when they're sentenced in August. It may be hard to believe for people who live in the East, but the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says this winter has been the second warmest on record for the continental United States, with the lower 48 states averaging just over 37 degrees from December through February. America's listening to Fox News.
WMAL News Time is 8:02. I'm Jason Nathanson. However high gas prices have risen in your neighborhood, they are nowhere near stopping.
Might as well lead with the good news.
$4 a gallon is not yet a foregone conclusion.
But Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says the 380s are coming, and
it may not slow down until there is some sort of resolution with the Strait of Hormuz.
that's because we're all competing for the same supply.
This is a ripple effect globally, causing a spike everywhere, and that has put tremendous pressure on the United States to come up with a plan to reopen the sea.
Oil prices now are at their highest level since Russia invaded Ukraine 4 years ago. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Metropolitan Police Department continues to lose officers and is struggling to replace them.
A dozen years ago, D.C. had more than 4,000 officers. Now it has fewer than 3,200. Jeffrey Carroll, D.C.'s acting police chief, recently told a city council committee it's getting harder to hold on to veteran officers and harder to recruit new ones as local jurisdictions and federal government agencies raise pay, offer big signing bonuses, and in some cases, lower requirements.
A year ago, Arlington, Montgomery County, and MPD were the only jurisdictions requiring applicants to have more than a high school diploma or GED. Since then, Montgomery County has dropped their college requirement.
Matt Coates on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Lawmakers in Virginia are working on passing a bill that would give free breakfast to all public school students.
Bill SB 4 would guarantee free breakfast to all students in Virginia. But some lawmakers, like Senate committees and the House of Delegates, have said it's a bit too pricey with a $37 million a year price tag. The American Heart Association says they're working with Governor Spanberger to get those meals to students. They say they hope to include funding for breakfast access in her next budget, and the governor has stated she wants to increase access and expand free school meals to more students. I'm Rosia Rivera.
WMAL News Time is 8:04. Now traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the Beltway, first on the Virginia side, you're good to go on the inner loop and on the outer loop. Into Maryland, no delays on the inner loop or on the outer loop in Prince George's County or in Montgomery County. Staying in Montgomery County on 270 between the Beltway and Frederick, lanes are clear on the northbound side and on the southbound side. Back into Prince George's County. If you're traveling between the two beltways, either on the BW Parkway or 95, no reports of any delays between DC and Baltimore. And Route 50 from the Beltway to the Bay Bridge, you're good to go on the eastbound side and on the westbound side. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com to WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 49. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 78.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking rates at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. The resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. Oh, jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away. AKA fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type it in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site, according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
It's Vince for Valor Roofing. This winter, don't wait for a leak to force your hand. If you've noticed water spots, damaged shingles, or granulars in the gutters, call Valor Roofing now. I've seen their work in person, and trust me, Valor is the best. This week only, save huge on your new Valor roof with 50%
I haven't had dinner.
and no interest
Hungry.
until 2027. Plus, tell them Vince sent you for extra WMAL listener savings. Call Valor at 833-83-VALOR or valorhome.com.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Let's jump right in, both feet. Here's more. Mondami at a press conference this morning. Cut 4, go.
Let me also be clear about something else. New York City will never tolerate violence, whether from protests or counter-protests. Many of the counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all. But a few did not. Two men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Kayumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City. They are suspected of coming here to commit an act of terrorism. There is video of these two individuals throwing two devices towards the protest. The police department has determined that these were improvised explosive devices made to injure, maim, or worse. Thanks to the swift and decisive actions of NYPD officers at the scene, both men were immediately taken into custody, and the devices they brought taken off of our streets.
Oh, and there's more. Jessica Tisch, the NYPD commissioner, at a press conference this afternoon, got 5 go.
And as alleged, both defendants have admitted that they acted on Saturday because of ISIS. As Kayumi was being placed into an NYPD vehicle following his arrest, a person in the crowd asked why he had done this. As shown on NYPD body-worn camera footage referenced in the complaint, Kayumi responded with ISIS. And at the precinct, after being advised of his Miranda rights and waiving those rights, Kayumi said in recorded post-arrest statements that he had watched ISIS propaganda on his phone and that his actions that day were partly inspired by ISIS. The complaint also details statements made by Amir Balat after his arrest. En route to the NYPD precinct, Balat made spontaneous statements without being questioned by NYPD officers that were captured on body-worn camera footage. He said, "This isn't a religion that just stands when people talk about the blessed name of the prophet. We take action, as well as, if I didn't do it, someone else will come and do it." And later, after waiving his rights, he requested paper and wrote a message declaring in part, "I pledge my allegiance to the Islamic State. Die in your rage, you kuffar." Now, "die in your rage" is a commonly known ISIS slogan, and kuffar is an Arabic term that refers to non-believers. He also told investigators that he had hoped to carry out an attack even bigger than the Boston Marathon bombing, which he noted resulted in only 3 deaths. These statements, as set forth in the complaint, make clear that this was not random violence. This was a planned attack motivated by extremist ideology and inspired by a violent foreign terrorist organization.
Is there any other faith in this country where even a small percentage of people conduct themselves this way, Mr. Producer? No. Around the world? No. No. It's what Zuhdi Jasser says, who is a Muslim. That, unfortunately, particularly those in parts of the world who lead this movement, this belief system, they're violent, they're stuck in the 7th century, and they do not believe in live and let live. They believe in live the way we do or die. That's ISIS, that's the Muslim Brotherhood, that's Al-Qaeda, that's Hamas, that's Hezbollah, that's the whole alphabet soup. All right. So here the President of the United States has effectively stopped Iran from threatening us with nuclear weapons. We should be happy about this. This is a big damn deal after half a century. And Hakeem Jeffries doesn't celebrate our military, doesn't celebrate our alliance with Israel because he can't. Because the Democrat Party hates America, hates our military, and hates Israel and their prime minister, and hates our president. So listen to what he does. Just listen to how pathetic this man is. Cut 9, go.
The president, of course, has a responsibility, first and foremost, to make his case to the American people, which he's failed to do.
No, he has not failed to do. He's made his case over and over and over again. You haven't made your case, which is, what would you do? What would Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer do if they were president, one or the other? What would they do? They would allow that regime to have nuclear weapons. That's exactly what they would do. They drive up the price of gasoline. They drive up the price of all goods, just like the Biden regime did. Plus, Iran would have nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles. Then what? Then what for us, our family, our kids, and our grandkids? What would they do? There's not a reporter that ever says to them, well, Mr. Jeffries, if you had the information the President of the United States has, what would you do? Well, I tell the American people, no, what would you do? Go ahead.
Why this president is deeply unpopular. His policies, including the one big ugly bill, are unpopular.
Just listen to what's this guy in 5th grade? No, 3rd grade. Is he in 3rd grade? He's unpopular.
They talk like how Patrick in New York and all them talk to me. Wow.
Until the Battle of Atlanta. He needed a big victory. He needed a big victory. He told Grant, he told Sherman, he's going to lose the election. He was extremely unpopular. And he got his big victory. As they marched through and burned their way through Georgia. Turned the election around. He still lost 3 states, including New Jersey, by the way, where his opponent lived and was from. Very unpopular until that moment. Go ahead.
War of choice in the Middle East.
War of choice. He said he's got it. This is what Marxists do. They have their lines. They repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. It's a war of choice. He doesn't explain himself. It's a war of choice? How is it a war of choice? Are we supposed to wait for them to have nukes and shoot them at us? What does that mean, a war of choice? What a jackass, seriously. And he said, we're going to lose this war. We're losing. Remember he said that the other day, Mr. Producer? He said, we're losing. So all of our military personnel have to hear this moron say what he says, and he believes he should be rewarded with the speakership. They're going to try and make sure that happens by handing over seats from Virginia that they don't earn, by denying Republicans really the right to vote, by forcing them into districts in which their vote doesn't count. You might say, look at Texas. Well, look at Texas. Texas didn't do anything until California. And California, under Newsom, decided the Republicans would have 4 seats, 4 out of the whole state. Out of the whole state, 9% of the seats. Out of the whole state. Massachusetts, 0. 0. 0 seats. Illinois, New York, you could go on and on and on what they've done.
Oh, my neck.
This is how they hope to win. And, of course, through illegal aliens who count when you're creating congressional seats, who shouldn't count but do count. But this guy, it's a war of choice. The bad big bill. He's like he's in 3rd grade. He's a moron, quite frankly. Here we have Chris Murphy, the moron of morons. Who does this guy look like? He looks like one of these killers in a movie. I'm certainly not ascribing that to him. I'm just saying he looks like one of the bad guy killers in a movie. I just can't nail down the name. Just know what he said on CNN yesterday. So there are 13 viewers. Cut 10, go.
I mean, this is already a war that is becoming an ongoing disaster. It gets worse if the president's talking about putting ground force.
Let's stop. It's an ongoing disaster, the war. This is a heinous, good-for-nothing lowlife, this guy. He's on TV every single weekend because he delivers for the media that hate Trump. That's what he is. He's a hater, and this is the way he talks. Quick montage here. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, who once took a hard line on Iran. Hat tip Fox, cut 12, go.
We will prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon by whatever means we need, period.
I will not hesitate to use force when it is necessary to defend the United States and its interests.
Should Iran ever contemplate using nuclear weapons against Israel, they must understand what the consequences will be to them.
Well, they do now. And what about Israel? What did Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, have to say about Israel in 60 Minutes yesterday? Cut 13, go.
But we can be clear with the American people that this is not a fair fight, and that's on purpose. Our capabilities are overwhelming compared to what Iran's are. And frankly, when you combine our Air Force with the Air Force of the Israeli Defense Forces, it's the 2 most powerful air forces in the world. The ability for us to be up over the top and hunting with more conventional munitions, gravity bombs, 500-pound, 1,000-pound, 2,000-pound bombs on military targets, that we haven't even really begun to start that effort of the campaign, which is going to showcase even more how we will execute on those objectives.
Let them finish, Mr. President. Let them finish what was started. There's more to be done. Let them finish. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group. Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know, folks, Americans rely on credit cards for secure payments and seamless transactions. But consumers stand to lose it all with the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandate bill. Big government mandates favor corporate megastores and allow them to choose how your credit card is processed. They might end up using untested payment networks that could jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Visit guardyourcard.com to learn more. That's guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
The reason why liberals hate this show. But listen anyway. They know they're probably wrong. Mark Levin is on the radio.
I want to welcome Chuck DeVore, Chief National Initiatives Officer at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. A good man, and he knows a lot about war and peace. Chuck, how are you, my friend?
Doing great. It's great to be back on with you.
It's a pleasure. Now, tell everybody a little bit about your background and how do you think this war effort is going?
Well, a little bit about my background. I was in the California State Assembly for 6 years. I retired as an Army Lieutenant Colonel in military intelligence. When I was a really young guy, 24, 25 years old, I worked for Cap Weinberger in the Pentagon as a Reagan appointee, right around, I think, the same time you were there.
Yeah.
And after the Great Recession hit California, I moved to Texas, and I've started to work for the Texas Public Policy Foundation ever since I moved about 14 years ago. My old boss is the Secretary of Agriculture. My other old boss is the head of the Heritage Foundation. So I've had some good bosses.
Well, there is some dispute over one of them, but we'll leave that for another day because I want to talk to you, which is, how is this military operation going from your own experience as an officer?
Well, I think it's going exceptionally well. If you listen to the president today during his news conference, he talked about 51 ships sunk. He talked about how the amount of missile fire coming out of Iran is down to 10% of what it was on the opening day. The amount of drone fire is down by, I think he said, 83% reduction in drone fire. He said, look, this regime has been at war with us for 47 years. He talked about the Beirut barracks bombing, the USS Cole, the roadside bombs that bedeviled our troops that were in Iraq. And I think that what has changed today, and what people I don't think fully understand, is the evolution of air power. If you go back to World War II, it took about 9,000 bombs to be sure to destroy a bridge. By the time we got to the Vietnam War, it was down to maybe 150 bombs to do the same thing. Today, it's one or two. Two if you want to be 100% certain, but one pretty much does it. And as a result, that combined with the exquisite intelligence that we're getting in combination with our great allies, Israel, and the amazing, of course, technical intelligence that we have, we're able to take down the targets like we've never seen before. And in fact, the president mentioned 5 minutes or less to destroy one of those missile launchers when it shows itself. So this is a remarkably different situation than we've ever seen before insofar as the evolution of air power to achieve strategic results.
So, I would think, based on what you're saying, I'm 100% correct, that a lot of our contractors, military contractors, are always attacked and so forth and so on. They've done a hell of a job, haven't they?
Well, certainly the tools that they provided to our officers, to the planners of this campaign, have been exquisite tools. But I think there's another aspect of this as well, which is the rules of engagement are different. We're not allowing the military attorneys, the JAGs, to really call the tune. What we're allowing the warriors to do what the president has requested of them, and that's to win. And I think that's why the president was confident in calling for unconditional surrender a couple of days ago. I was thinking, wow, that's kind of a nice new ring, Donald Unconditional Surrender Trump.
That's funny. I know you're right. Now, you served in the assembly in California. It's a very heavily Democrat-dominated assembly. You see what's going on in our Congress. When you watch the Democrats in Congress who are looking for every potential area to exploit against our troops, against our winning, and the propaganda that Hakeem Jeffries used, which is just so dark and low and awful. Have you ever, as you study history and so forth, have you ever seen much like this before?
Well, certainly on the eve of the Civil War, you certainly saw a lot of Democrats that were defending slavery with the same sort of intensity. I don't think it's going well for them, though. I'm sure you saw that NBC poll that had ICE having a higher favorability rating than Democrats. In fact, I'd go further and I'd say that Democrats are probably rated lower than scabies, rabies, and ICE.
Yeah. And the media, if that's even possible.
Well, present company excluded.
Now, you're a Texas-based public policy foundation. You see there's efforts to settle in really segregated community, Islamist communities. It's very strategic, Plano, Texas, Houston, outside of Austin and so forth. And we're seeing this in a lot of red states, in a lot of red counties. Even in California, you're seeing it in parts of New Jersey, you're seeing it in parts of Pennsylvania and Florida, and certainly in Michigan and so forth. And somebody's funding this. It's very strategic. All the zoning is local, but there's obviously some kind of a national plan. Are you concerned about that? Is the Republican government in Texas concerned about this?
Well, certainly we are, and I believe the Republican government is as well. We have convened a special planning session over the last couple of months to develop legislation that would survive constitutional scrutiny. Obviously, as you well know, both the First and the 14th Amendments have to pass through those concerns to make sure that your legislation isn't thrown out. And we're looking at things like, for example, you can't apply anything other than common law or the law on the books in any sort of commercial activity, any sort of disputes or anything like that. That would prevent, for example, Sharia law from being incorporated within the homeowners association covenants. And so things like that, we are looking into every possible thing that we can do that would not be unconstitutional. And by the way, would make a distinction between Islamists, which we're concerned about, and people who are merely practicing the faith of Islam, because there's a huge difference and people need to understand. And insofar as the funding, I certainly think that the present conflict where you have Iran firing missiles at Qatar, and Qatar perhaps realigning their views about who their friends are, you might see some of that funding begin to dry up.
That would be nice.
So if people want to get in touch with you or find out about your group, Chuck DeVore, where do they go?
TexasPolicy.com.
Let's put that up there, Mr. Producer. It's a great group. Chuck is a great guy, great patriot. And I want to thank you, brother. You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
WMAL.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relief at your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type it in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site, according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
When you're an HR pro facing a furious frenzy of tasks and challenges, don't sweat it, because it's all bambooable. What will you ask? Bambooable. Bamboo HR combines oodles of power and a knack for making HR easier, so that everything's bambooable. Just name it. Payroll, that's bambooable. Hiring, onboarding, both bambooable.
Hello, good to meet you.
Performance management, that's bambooable. So if you're losing sleep over compliance, that's bambooable. Or you're hiring a few dozen people in Ireland, that's bambooable. Or you want to join our thousands of customers who reported saving an average of over $46,000 a year with Bamboo HR, that's bambooable too. Whatever people problem, data difficulty, or growing pain you have, they're all bambooable. Want a $100 gift card just for trying a free demo? Even that's bambooable. All you have to do is visit bamboohr.com/gift card. Easy as that. That's bambooable. That's Bamboo HR.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Day or night, VerboCare is here 24/7 to help make every part of your stay seamless. If anything comes up, or you simply need a little guidance, support is ready whenever you reach out. From the moment you book to the moment you head home, we're here to help things run smoothly. Because a great trip starts with the right support. And hey, a good playlist doesn't hurt either.
The men and women of America's Navy do some amazing things to make the world a better place. So can you, whether it's by donating food or simply giving time right in your own backyard. Brought to you by America's Navy.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
You see, the best things in life are free. So, hey, why are we paying so much for our basic information and entertainment needs? The average cable TV bill has more than doubled in the last 10 years. The price of movie tickets keeps going up. So, exactly what is free today anyway? Well, you're listening to it. Local radio. Support the advertisers that support this radio station. And keep listening. We won't send you a bill. There are still some things you just shouldn't have to pay for.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The Mark Levin Show, live and national at 877-381-3811.
Talkie. Show's moving way too fast. And here we are. Time moves too fast. The older you get, the faster it moves. Let me paint you a picture. It's midnight. Sirens are blaring. You've only seconds to grab your child and run. Now imagine you're elderly. Your legs don't work like they used to. Getting downstairs feels impossible. And after all that, you end up in a bomb shelter for hours, even days, because you can't make that trek again. This is what's happening across Israel. As Operation Epic Fury continues, children are being traumatized by the missiles coming in from Iran. Families are exhausted. Homes have been destroyed. And still the world attacks Israel, even in our own country. While its people on the ground are just trying to survive. That's why the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is there on the ground, bringing food, emergency equipment, care for children, and help for the elderly, and supplying bomb shelters and medical centers with critically needed essentials. If you can give $45 right now, and it's tax deductible, so you'll get some of that money back. If you can give $45 right now to rush life-saving essentials to the vulnerable under fire, that would be such a tremendous blessing. So to rush your gift to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, who don't squander it, they know exactly what to do with it. Call 844-866-IFCJ. That's 844-866-IFCJ. Again, please jot it down. 844-866-IFCJ. Or you can go online at levinforthefellowship.org. That's LEVIN for thefellowship.org. Please, if you can help, $45. If just 10% of the people listening to this program, $45, tax deductible. It is so crucially important. And I also want to remind you of Liberty's Voice, my brand new video podcast. I've only done 10 shows. Today's number 10. And I think today is a very, very important show. It's only about 40, 45 minutes. The great thing about it is you can stop it when you want to. You can go to Rumble or you can go to YouTube. I want to thank the folks at Rumble. They've been extremely supportive. You can follow us there. It's free. Or you can go to YouTube. Many of you are comfortable with YouTube. You can subscribe there. That's free. Subscribe and follow simply means you give them a little bit of information so when you show up, they know who you are, and it makes the process a lot easier. So Rumble and YouTube, Liberty's Voice with Mark Levin. We're having a great time, and I don't have guests right now. Maybe down the road I will, and I feel like a lot of these podcasters have guests. You want to know the real reason why? They're lazy. They're lazy. It takes a lot of thinking. It takes a lot of brain power, a lot of work, research, many hours to do an opening statement, to do a monologue, or to do a podcast or video podcast for 45 minutes. I don't have monitors. I don't have any of that stuff. And so I do this differently. I have a different background. I have a different work ethic. Other people just flop guests in front and they fire away, and that's about it. That's not what I'm going to do. Remember, we're on a mission here to try and save this republic and advance our cause. We saw what went on in New York. We had a long talk about that during the course of this show. You see what's happening with the woke neo-fascist right, the Marxists, the Islamists. We have to defend our military and our commander-in-chief. We have to defend people who are defending us. And we have a massive audience, and I want to use these different platforms to grow each one of the platforms and make them even bigger, to pull them together, to unify them, all of our audiences, for what's going to be such a crucially important midterm election. It's really up to you. It's up to you to join me. It's up to you to have family members and friends join me. I call this the National Town Hall Meeting. That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. I try to give you voice. I try to give your principles and values voice. Your faith-based belief systems, I try to give them voice. I try to voice the outrage that you have nationally. So the more people we have, the more platforms we have, the more you are able to reach your fellow citizens and those who are in power and have an impact. So there's a reason I'm doing this. Again, nobody's funding this but me. But me. I'm going to lose money doing this. At least right now, that's for sure. But I'm going to do it anyway. I hope you're interested in it. We'll know in 4, 5, 6 months if you're not. And then I'll rethink it. But as long as you're interested, I'm going to keep doing it. Liberty's Voice, you can catch us on Rumble, where you can follow us there, or YouTube, where you can subscribe there. And of course, always listen to our wonderful affiliates on satellite, on radio, which is very, very important to me, and I think to many of you as well. And I'm a big believer in radio. Big believer. Harry Enton on CNN, he's their data guy who makes data interesting. Where do Americans who served in the military stand with respect to this military action? You know, we have a lot of people talking for them and about them, and unfortunately, a lot of people attacking them, and we are going to defend our military right here as we do every single day and night. But I want you to listen to this. Cut 16, go.
Overall, public and those who either currently or have served in the military. Take a look at this Fox News poll that came out during the past week. Net approval rating of the current U.S. military action against Iran. Look at that. Overall, Fox News shows a dead even split. But look at those who served in the military. Significantly higher support for the U.S. military action currently going on in Iran at plus 20 points. That should not be so much of a surprise, because take a look at how they view Trump's foreign policy overall. Again, look at those who served in the U.S. military versus overall. If you look at Trump's foreign policy overall, the net approval rating on that per Fox News, those who served in the military, they like what's going on average. Look at that. The net approval rating plus 8 points for Trump's foreign policy. But look at those overall. Way, way down there at minus 20 points. We're talking about a nearly 30-point gap between those who served in the military and overall. And this split, when it comes to those who served in the military and overall, dates back to Trump's elections, all the way back to 2016. But let's look at the 2024 numbers. Look at this. 2024 results. Those who served in the military, Trump won them by, get this, 31 points. Kamala Harris actually won all other voters by 2 points. And that means, Johnny Berman, that means that Donald Trump only won in 2024 because of support from those who served in the military.
Don't you love it when people who have never served or don't have family members who ever served talk about what the military thinks and that they're concerned for the military? One of the reasons the Democrats trash the military is because they know the military doesn't vote for them. The vast majority of military personnel do not. And that's all they care about. That's a power-hungry Marxist party. And they'll take on Islamists. They'll take on whatever they have to take on. They will trash the Constitution. They'll trash the country. I mean, it's really not hard to support this military campaign that's going on, is it? Is it? Against this enemy? To ensure that they never have nuclear weapons, to ensure that they don't keep slaughtering their own people, to ensure that they don't slaughter our people like they've been doing for half a century? Is it really that hard to take the right side? It is for them. Then there's this huge issue, and it is a huge issue. It's a huge issue. Why shouldn't people be required to show proof that they're American citizens before they vote? The Save America Act. And the Democrats, the reason they have shut down the TSA, the reason they are attacking ICE, to be perfectly honest with you, is because they want illegal aliens here, no matter the cost of the country, no matter what happens to the country. They want their power. And they can't get it from American citizens alone. So they want to change the citizenry. And so ICE deports illegal aliens. And not just illegal aliens who commit additional crimes, but illegal aliens who are here illegally under our immigration laws that have been in place like half a century or more. If you're here illegally, you're deportable. But the Democrats don't want to deport them. They're counting on them. This is why they hate you, Mr. and Mrs. America. They treat foreigners, aliens, better than they treat you. Well, what about this voting, voter ID? And we must force the Senate to hold the vote. We must force what they call standing filibuster. Anything that has to be done, whatever has to be done to get this in place, to save our voting system. Hakeem Jeffries is against it. Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer's against it. You know who they are? They're the George Wallace of modern times. What do you mean by that, Mark? I said to the George Wallace of modern times, there are ways to deny people their vote beyond literacy tests and poll taxes and flat-out racist discrimination. And that is allowing people to vote who shouldn't vote. That neutralizes your vote. And if none of that's going on, then why are the Democrats so hell-bent on putting in place? By the way, you know what this bill proposes? The 3 out of the 5 points. What existed 25 years ago. If you're going to get an absentee ballot, maybe you're ill, maybe you're disabled, maybe you're out of town for whatever reason, then you get an absentee ballot and you get to vote by mail, and you got to sign a document under the penalty of perjury. You got to get it in 2 weeks before, something like that. That's the way it used to work. It was very strict and it worked beautiful. And you need an ID. 11 states don't require any ID whatsoever, and they're all Democrat states except Pennsylvania, which goes back and forth. But all the rest of them are Democrat states. Well, you might say it's a state matter. No, not in a federal election. In a federal election, that affects you and me. So the Democrats want to enshrine fraud. You know what else they don't want to do? Under federal law, even now, states are required to clean up their voting lists every certain period of time, every year or 2 or 3 or whatever it is. And certain states refuse to do it. So groups like Landmark Legal Foundation, America First Legal, some of the others are bringing lawsuits against these states to force them to follow federal law. Because the Democrats don't want clean voting lists. The Democrats don't want clean voting locations. Because they cheat. Have you ever heard of Republicans cheating to win a presidential election? Have you ever, Mr. Producer? Which Republican running for office cheated to win a presidential election? You see, with the concentration of Democrats in the cities, it's much easier to do this sort of thing. And they do it. But what do the American people feel? What do Democrats feel?
What do Latinos and black people feel? Henry Hinton, CNN last week, cut 19, go.
Take a look here. Favorite photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it. 82% of Latino. 76% of black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this. Voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote.
Now, Chuck Schumer says it's racist. Cut 20, go.
The SAVE Act will
It's
not
called the
pass.
Save America Act, jackass. He's the most worthless politician. His whole life, a worthless politician. Start from the top, please. Go ahead.
The SAVE Act will not pass because it is such a pernicious, nasty piece of legislation.
So all overwhelming Americans, Democrats, Republicans, all races and backgrounds want the Save America Act, voter ID, to prevent people who shouldn't vote from voting. It's not just illegal aliens. It's people who might vote twice, people who might vote for dead people. Whatever it is, it is. It protects the vote. Only those who have a right to vote should be able to vote. And those are American citizens and nobody else. One vote, one person. The Democrats they're the ones that were for Jim Crow. They're the ones who put Jim Crow in place. And they're doing it again. It's pernicious. It's nasty. Does that mean the American people are pernicious and nasty too? This is straight up, ladies and gentlemen. This is, in most countries, just no big deal. But it is a really big deal when it comes to the Democrats. And again, the only justification for this is because they want to cheat and they rely on cheating. That's why. There is no other justification. The bill even provides, if people have difficulty getting IDs and so forth, it provides for that. But if people have difficulty getting IDs, then let's get rid of all the ID requirements, whether you buy booze or cigarettes, whether you get on airplanes and all the rest of it. I mean, if it's Jim Crow 2.0, then it's Jim Crow 2.0 for all purposes, including going into the Capitol building. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Texas was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Bob Evans creamy mac and cheese and buttery mashed potatoes are made for the moments you can't plan, like last-minute school costumes, glitter explosions, or when little Liam brings 3 friends for dinner. No plan? No problem. Say hello to Plan B.O.B. from Bob Evans, because when you bring out the Bob, you can take comfort in knowing you'll always have something delicious on the table, no matter what the day brings. When you need comfort, bring out the Bob. Available now in your refrigerated section.
Nobody does it better than Regent Seven Seas Cruises. Enjoy all-inclusive, unrivaled luxury with unlimited shore excursions, indulgent cuisine, personalized service, and more aboard spacious all-suite ships. Visit rssc.com to experience the unrivaled.
It may be rainy, but it's also your chance to make it rain. So grab an umbrella, throw on those rain boots, and head to your favorite retailer to pick up a Powerball ticket. Because what's a little rain? Especially when the jackpot has a chance to pour down over $35 million right here in New York. Good luck out there. And please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/freeforever to learn more.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One and name member FDIC.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. WMAL, making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
It was always key. It goes back to Montesquieu and before him. We don't leave it to one leader, even when we have a great leader. We have to participate in the system. Depends on millions of informed, engaged citizens who are willing to stand up for faith, family, and freedom. There's more work to be done, and that's where we all come in. And I want you to look at AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Unlike other groups, AMAC is built around the values we hold dear. Members receive trusted news, an outstanding magazine, money-saving discounts on travel and insurance, and a lot more. And right now, you can join for 5 years for only $47. That's a fitting way to be part of an organization that supports your values. Just go to amac.us/Levin. That's amac.us/LEVIN. Join the Association of Mature American Citizens today and be part of the solution. Let's go to Joseph, New York, New York. How are you, Joseph?
I told you once, I told you twice. We did bomb the Ayatollah, the mullahs, bomb, 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 the mullah, the mullah. I told you once, I told you twice, bomb the mullahs, bomb, bomb, the Ayatollah. We are America. We are not someone else. God bless the American Armed Forces, Israel, Persians. God bless you, Liberty Voice Mark, and American President Trump for getting it all done.
Good man. Giuseppe. Good job, brother. Thank you. That put a big smile on our faces. God bless you, my friend. Greg, Bluebell, Pennsylvania. I know exactly where that is on XM Satellite. How are you, Greg?
I'm very well, Mark. Good to talk to you.
Thank you.
I wanted to give a shout out to our military, and particularly the Navy folks on the Abraham Lincoln, on the Gerald Ford, the flight crews, the flight deck crews. I want the American people to know that those young Americans, some 18, 19, 20, 21, on the flight decks, have been launching aircraft on what's called cyclical ops. I'm a retired Navy pilot. And I'm telling you that what they're doing is magnificent. The planning for this operation has been magnificent. The execution has been magnificent. And those guys are working their butts off. And they're loving it because they're doing what they signed up to do, and they're doing a magnificent job. And people need to know that. They don't need to hear about how we're failing. You know, as tragic as it is that 8 Americans have died as a result of this conflict, yes, that's tragic. But look at what they have done. Look at the results that we've gotten in 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
It is spectacular. And I want to thank you for your service, Greg. And God bless you, my friend, very, very much. And I'm sorry I can't get to the other calls. Folks, please don't forget to check out Liberty's Voice on YouTube and Rumble. You're going to really enjoy it. We salute our armed forces, police officers, firefighters, emergency personnel, our truckers, the men and women in Ukraine, the men and women in Israel, the men and women in Persia, and you, the American people. Thank God for you. See you tomorrow. Check out the podcast.
I am Winter Troxel, and we're building the bridge from working to retirement right here on WMAL. When it comes to retirement, saving is the easy part. Knowing how to spend your nest egg without having a heart attack is hard. You can cross your fingers and hope, or build a plan for the journey ahead. Give my team a call, 30.
All right, I'm going to take a break, go make myself some dinner. Hope nobody wanted to come up. I don't really want to do a panel right now. I got to go do something.